This video will show you how to import data from an existing tree workbook to a new tree workbook. This option will move over all your data and files, including photos and any other workbooks previously created. Before beginning, make sure of the following things. First, that you properly installed the newest version by extracting the files from the zip folder to a local drive on your computer. Second, make a copy of the old version's entire directory. This is an optional step, but recommend it in case something goes wrong during the import process. Third, make sure the old version or any of its associated files is not open. Fourth, make sure the old and new tree workbooks do not have the same name. And finally, make sure the old version is at least version 3 or later. This process will not work with any versions before 3.0. To begin, open the new version of the tree workbook. Double-click on Import. Click on Existing Tree. Read over the prompt, then click Yes. Navigate to your old version of the tree workbook, and then select the old tree workbook you wish to import. This process could take a few minutes depending on the size of your old tree. A prompt will display when the transfer is finished and you're good to use the new version after that. Be sure to glance over the file just to make sure the data came in correctly. Please note that any external files not from Family TreeXcel that you had in your old directory will have to be manually copied over to the new directory. Now that the data is transferred over, it is up to you if you want to keep or delete the old directory. There is an issue with upgrading from version 3 to version 4 for the profile and research workbooks. All version 3.0 profile and research workbooks created will carry over, link up, and can still be used as you did before. But unfortunately, the newest versions of those workbooks change too much to integrate any old data. There are two options on how to proceed. First, you can continue to use the old versions of the workbooks for people who you already made them for. To do so, make that tree member the primary person, then double-click Profile or Research. You should have the Open option if a previous workbook existed. Click that button if so. Note that when you first open an old profile workbook, you will get a prompt asking you to open your old tree workbook. Just click No to this question. Then save the profile workbook, and that prompt won't display in the future. The workbooks and their options will be the same as version 3, but none of the new features from version 4 will be available for that file. The second option is to unlink and remove the old profile or research workbooks and start from scratch. To do this, double-click on Profile or Research, then choose Unlink. This will disconnect the old file linked to the person. Then click on View to open the respective subfolders. Here you can manually delete or move the old files. If you want to reference any of these old versions, then just move them out of the subfolder instead of deleting them. Now you can go back and double-click on Profile or Research, and you will have the option to create a new workbook, which will have the latest features. Any profile and research workbooks created in version 4 will be the latest versions. This issue only applies from version 3 to version 4 upgrades. It will not be an issue going forward.